So yeah, let's just jump into it. I guess like take me back to when you first started the program, right? I don't know, when was it? 8 months ago?
Yeah.
What were some of the biggest challenges you were facing that was holding you back?
I think my biggest challenges was kind of translating from like practices to games and kind of just having like confidence in games, I think pretty much. Like I think that like I knew I had like all the skills and what I needed to succeed, but I wasn't translating basically.
And why do you think that?
I think that a lot of it was mental and like I was a lot kind of like afraid to make mistakes and like kind of like almost put too much pressure on myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Were those the
Yeah.
main fears for you? I think the biggest fear for you was just obviously practice the games, but just how to deal with making a mistake.
Exactly. Yeah. So like with too because I put so much pressure, if I made one mistake, I was like, oh my God, like I just ruined my game, like you know what I mean? And stuff like that.
You get down on yourself, and obviously
Exactly. Yeah. It just like leads to more mistakes, you know what I mean?
then you kept going that loop.
Yeah.
So what made you join the mentorship and working with me in the first place? Like, was there a specific moment that you realized you're like, okay, this is what I need to do?
I think mainly I think that I think almost like I kind of just really like knew that I wanted to play college hockey and that this was kind of like a huge setback for me. And I knew that, if I'm having these issues at AAA, what's going to happen at you know what I mean, at junior and the next level. So yeah, that's why like, you want to invest in yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, man, of course. Obviously you did and it worked out. So,
Yeah.
very nice. I guess through the program working with me, like what were some key, just for you personally, like key moments or breakthroughs that made you realize like, okay, this shit's working?
I think definitely a lot of like for me what probably helped the most, I think is like meditating every day. I think that's like a little thing that people don't really think about, but I think just like it changed my headspace. Not even just like around hockey, but kind of like just around like, life. It became like a more of a neutral mind. And
Mm,
like
what do you mean by that?
I just mean like especially on the rink, like for instance, if I would like, let's say I would score a goal or I would like give up a turnover, it was all like a neutral mind. I think that's what like really helped me. So like I wouldn't get so high or wouldn't get so down on myself. I
Right.
think because I had that neutral mind, I never like, yeah, I mean, I played like emotionless, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
just constant. Yeah, if
Yeah.
that
And
makes sense.
that worked for you. Other guys need to be more emotional. And I guess you found that being completely neutral allows you to just let you get into flow state.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because I think in the past, typically, like I would score like, let's say I don't know, I'd make a great play, get an assist, and I'd be like, okay, whatever, like I did my job for the day. You know what I mean? And I think now that like I kind of understand and know that I got to keep going. Okay, get another one, get another one. You know what I mean? And you kind
Yeah.
of like, that never be like satisfied kind of chip on your shoulder type of thing.
100%. 100%. Other than the meditation, what parts had the most impact on you from the fear meditation, limiting beliefs, hypnosis, alter ego? What had the most impact for you?
I think probably the hypnosis. I mean, like I did it every game before every game for me, and it
Yeah.
was like, and I know I'm sure most people did like manual hypnosis, but I did like the guided hypnosis every game,
That worked for you.
and it just became a routine and it was working. So
Yeah. Why
yeah,
switch up something that doesn't?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And I guess now in your game, like how would you describe your mindset, confidence, overall approach to your game now? Like what is the difference?
I think that like the confidence level is just so much higher, and like I'm kind of like my mindset is like there's no one that can beat me. So like it just like if when I keep having that mindset, it's like what can they do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like what I'm thinking.
I love that, bro. Yeah, you have to think that you're better than the competition,
Hmm.
Off the ice,
Yeah.
obviously, be humble and be yourself and all that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and obviously, like I think things started taking off for you very quickly. You had that 5 point game. um, early on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess what else came out of it? What were some of the things? Obviously, you had the couple tenders. Where did you tender to?
Tender to Corpus in the NAHL, and then Boston and NCDC. But I think too, not even just like points wise, I think also like keeping neutral mind. I think I just like because I was never satisfied, I think I upped my physicality a lot more. And at least I played like, like when you think like you're the best on the ice, you're like, okay, I'm gonna kill this kid. What's it gonna do? What's he gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Like there's nothing he can do about it. And playing with that type of edge, I think that also helped me.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
played
helps.
more physical. Yeah. That alter ego. Yeah, especially, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. How's your alter ego now?
I mean, it's good. It's good, man.
It's
Yeah.
good. Remember, don't tell people about your alter ego.
Uh-huh.
Rule number one. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess what would you say to somebody who's considering joining the program, joining the university and the mentorship, but they're maybe on the fence?
I think that like I think you got to like really like put in perspective what are you on the fence about? You know what I mean? And like if someone says like, oh, like, it's a lot of money or someone saying that, you have to think about like your goal is to get a D1 scholarship. So if you put it in perspective, if you're earning a scholarship, is it really that much money? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're doing all these steps and you reach your goal, I mean, you're saving, 300 grand, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if this is like a really roadblock for you, then I mean, there's no reason it's not worth it. Like you said, you want to invest in yourself. You know what I mean?
And you mentioned you had the neutral mind. How has this whole program and transformation affected you just as a person, as Roger Williams?
I think, I think it kind of like neutral mind on and off the ice, where I don't get really like too excited over things and don't get too down over things, and kind of just makes me more like of a yeah. I mean, just overall chill person. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
kind of I don't know if like expectations low is the right word, but it's just like I'm always like, in that one state. You know what I mean? So I'm never like too bummed out, basically. You know what I mean?
Zen.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good word for it.
Zen
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, it's how you're supposed to be, man. Like this just life. You're just going through it. You're chilling, you're enjoying it.
exactly. Yeah,
You're just like there's no stress, right?
yeah, yeah. Stress free. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Zen. I like that.
Stress free, man. That's the way to live. Because there's a lot of obviously adversity that goes on through the season. You're gonna go through more adversity in your career. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
That's the key right there. Right? Not like fucking something happens, coach says this, you get skizzed here, this guy plays over you. Fuck it. Fuck you know who you are. And at the end of the day, like you're good with it without it. Chilling.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, that's great. I'm really super pumped for you, man. You've been a great part of this mentorship. I guess if you could sum up the program into one sentence, I know it's a tough question, but what would you say?
This is like kind of like taking your thing, but I like the fear is an illusion. I think that's just like good sum up where like you know a lot like fear it's all built up, and like I think too that people don't understand that like everyone can be fixed, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I think people don't really understand that, but like it's really all in your head, and like a lot of people are one step away from like making that jump. And yeah,
Everybody can change.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think also like people don't really understand how important the mental side of it is. I think like even for instance like not to throw shade, but like my dad, I don't think like he understood as much of like how like important the mental side is than the physical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people like
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was saying like a lot of people could think, okay, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And they think, oh, it's just because he's not good enough. But like a lot of it isn't just skills and like stuff like that.
I mean, you're
So
18, you probably know it's like 80% mental,
yeah, for sure.
probably.
Yeah,
Now, I remember your dad was a little bit he was a little bit on the fence, right? I think he was, your dad's a doctor, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure you're happy. I'm sure he's happy he made the investment and,
for sure.
So I remember you guys were like, hey, this is our last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's our
No,
last.
I remember too, like even so like when we got an advisor, it was like pretty much all my dad because I said because his main thing was all right, if we don't make this, if we don't make that, then what are we gonna do? And I was kept telling him I'm gonna make it. Like that first camp, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ball out. But he was like he's still on the fence about it. So like this tender, oh my, you don't even understand like how much it helps just like keep my dad at peace.
Well,
Shut him up a little bit.
how would you, with your framework around fears, how would you, nothing against people's parents, but how would you explain that to a parent who's like, they don't really understand how it works, and like with your dad's perception of the whole thing about like fear and worry, and like parents always stress, and my parents stress so fucking much. Like my dad always stressed growing up. He still stresses. Like, how would you kind of like, what do you think about that?
I think that at the end of the day, you're a parent. You have to let your kids make the decision, and also like you have to put confidence in your kids. You know what I mean? Like I think as a parent, you always want to support your kids, but I mean you should know like if they have that edge and they have that skill. And like my dad, like he knew I was good enough. It was all like just making that jump. Yeah, I think that's also why he ended up doing it.
Yeah, 100%, man. Super, super proud of you, man. I guess the last thing I want to ask you is just Um, anything you'd like to share that you're grateful for about this journey, that you're just grateful for?
I mean, I'm grateful for, like the whole course and like, just you making it. And I think that like in my like head, I'm sure like, from an outsider perspective, I'm sure like my dad or like someone outside would just say, oh, you just started playing better. But like I think it's not just that. And I think the course didn't just help my like I said, my hockey game, but also, just like me off the ice, you know what I mean? And I think keeping in that Zen, mode, I think that will just, overall improve my life. I think that's what I would say. Like that, some people probably at first think it's just like, a hockey thing, but I think it can. There's so many things in the course that can be translated off the ice. That
Oh
that
yeah,
that that probably that kind of like gets put aside, or people don't like think about that.
yeah, yeah, man. Like it's all mental, this life, dude. I'm telling you, everything's
Yeah.
mental. Everything. I'm
Oh
sure
my
you're
gosh.
aware
Yeah.
of how reality works and like how you're truly how you feel on a day-to-day basis affects like what's gonna happen in your life.
For sure. I think also like a big thing, like I think there's so many people, not just in sports but in the world, that have negative like subconscious thoughts and don't know how to take care of them. And I think that's like honestly could be like one of the biggest things I took away of like now that like when I have a problem or when I'm thinking something negatively, I understand, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is how I'm gonna fix it.
Very simple. Very simple, my
Yeah.
friend. So yeah, man. I appreciate you and yeah, great, great call. So